Hi everyone, Great Power 60 here. So, what a mess, right? Okay, I have been going through my stash. Now, I have a box in storage. I have many boxes, but I have boxes for Christmas crafting and Christmas decor for the apartment. I've also got a box for Easter. I've got a box for the fall or, the autumn time of the year. And I've also got one for Halloween. However, I don't know whether it's in my downstairs storage or if it's in my my son's storage where he keeps his furniture until they move. So, yeah. So what I've been doing is preparing for two seasons. One, for the fall, I have, let me go over here. And I showed you what I picked up at the dollar store. Plus, thank goodness I had one paper pad that was up here. So I've got all my kind of fall items kind of piled up over here to do maybe some folios. You remember I showed you in a video where I did a whole bunch of folios. This is another one that I've done, and I wanted to show you that. I'll try and link her channel because I followed her. I have this trinkets thing where I'm keeping two things, the fall and the Halloween stuff. Now, Halloween, I have a box downstairs. I don't know where it is, but I started going through some of my clear stamps. I have a box on my shelf over here, with my pink and green boxes. And I found some Happy Halloween, and I mean, it's all occasion, but there was a stamp there and there. I saw these and I thought these would make really cute ghosts. I had purchased these years ago, little faces, and I thought I would be using them at the time. I was going to use them on snowmen and things like that. And now I think these would be great on ghosts. Ooh, couldn't remember the name. So I'm finding all of these stamps that I haven't used in years. And this one here is, I didn't even know I had this, is a Be Well. It also not only had the clear stamp, it also had the dies for it. See, when you look through your stash, these are just arrows I thought would be great for fun. Again, some more. These are more, these things are more for planners, but I thought maybe I might use them. And these I could have used in some of my vintage stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'd forgotten I even had these, and how many times have I wanted to stamp a very long flower on a tag or a journaling card. So I found those. They go into my trinkets box. I also found these very old stamps, and I'm thinking of buying some more of these clear things, clear acrylic blocks, and gluing on, or maybe get just a piece of wood or something. I think I have some round tree trunk slices that I could glue this on and have it available, because they don't stick anymore. So I could easily glue it. I mean, temporarily, I can just take my, wherever I put it, my glue stick, I could just take a glue stick, put it on temporarily, and wash it off after. Yeah. So I've got some of these very old, vintage looking, yeah, I don't know how far away I am. Yeah, I think I'm okay. Sorry, it's not very close. But I've got all of these kind of stamps that I can use, you know, for all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. Oh, what's this one? And this one looks like a stamp, a postage stamp. So, oh, and what is this one here? Oh, cool. Yeah. Anyway, so I found those in the box. I found that. Then I went into I have one called Lace, Rik-rak and Lace, and I'm looking for black. This is for the Halloween style trims that I want to use, so that also goes in there. I went through my stash. Well, maybe before I tell you that, the Halloween papers. I went through it and took out a whole bunch of these papers, all kinds of papers that I may want to use. And yeah, so I kind of grabbed a whole bunch to pile up. I think I have plenty here. And then I went through my cardstock and I picked out some Halloween colors, some oranges, greens, purple, black. Yeah, orange, green, purple, black, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, I got white somewhere. So that is also going into my trinket spot, or my box, where I'm going to be. And sorry, it's close, but here it is here. So we got that all ready for doing some ephemera, some playing around, all kinds of different things. Now, I also learned how to make a coffin. I can show you that in another video. But first I'm going to show you this, and I thought I'm not fussy on Halloween. I mean, it's kind of fun, but I'm not a big fan, whereas some people are totally into all of that stuff. So I was watching a video where she showed how to throw together. It was a short, and I think it's called My Journal. I think her channel, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so I decided to give it a try, and I really liked this torn idea. Excuse me. So it is four pages of my 8.5 by 11 that the first thing I did was fold one over. So there's one piece that was folded over, and then this is one that's cut and bound in there. These were pieces left over. I've kind of just thrown that in here. This was another piece that I folded over. Yeah, so this was a lot of fun to make, and I thought I would use this for an autumn themed folio. And what is going to be great about it is that I'm going to put some pockets, some tags, and so on, and yeah, and play around with this, and add papers and so on. So that is one project that I want to do. And then there's another folio. Where is that set? Yeah, everything's kind of a mess here. So let me see if I can find those. Yes. Okay, remember these folios that I showed you in a video. I also want to decorate these. Now this one is pretty much hard to theme, but some of these I can easily convert into Halloween. This one especially, I could convert it, add more papers and so on, and these would make great Happy Mail. So, and as I said, this one here was airplanes. This was easy to make. This one is also a travel one, but it's green and I like the colors. So this could also be a Halloween one. So I can always make a new one using my fall papers. Let me grab this here. Yeah, so this could I could easily make one out of these 12 by 12s, because that's what these are made out of, 12 by 12. Yeah. I'm just trying to think something dark I could use for Halloween. Very easily used for Halloween. And yeah, you know, the darker ones I could use. So that is my plan. And that's what I plan on doing. So that is that. So I've got these folios ready to decorate. And the other thing I learned how to do, grab it out of here, is how to make these coffins. I didn't know how to make these, but there's another short, and this is how it was made, and I thought I would share one with you. Let me see, there's one, this is the first one that I made a mistake on. So I just added some paper inside so it could be writing spot, and I just have to decorate the front. And it's very easy. I kind of misjudged with this one because I had read the wrong instructions, but it's really easy. Again, it was a short, and I don't remember who it was, but I think I have it on my history, so I'll be able to link it below so you can see. But let's make one. Let's make one just for fun. Now, many of you may already know. Sorry, I went and got some paper. Many of you may already know how to do these. So let's get going on here. What I need is a piece of paper. I'm using black, and since this one was used by for some other stuff, I thought, what the heck? So we want it 9 inches. This is an 8.5 by 11, so 9 inches by 2.5. And here's the 2.5. Now this is very heavy cardstock. I have two kinds. I have a thinner one, and I've got this very thick. So I haven't tried it on the thick one yet. So let's see how we do. All right. Next we need our scoreboard. And the scoreboard is, we put it on the long side. Now, let me see if I'm getting you okay here. Okay, I think we're okay. So because it's 9, we want it to be scored in half, so we're gonna go 4.5, right? 4 and 4 is 8, and a half, right? So that is going to be my fold line right there. Okay, so now we've got the opening. Now, if you don't want to make it into something that opens, and you just want to have some plain ones, then you can always cut that in half later. All right, now I'm going to get my pencil wherever you disappeared to. Yeah, it's always the case when I can't find anything. Here you are. Okay. So we're going to go in 1/2 inch on this side and 1/2 inch on this side. So 1/2 and 1/2. So this is 2.5. I'm going down to 2, and this is 1/2 inch there. Okay. I'm also going to do the same here. 1/2 inch on the bottom, 1/2 inch on either side. Then I'm going to turn it with the fold up against the end. I'm going to go down 1 inch. Okay. And to turn it around. You know it's 4.5. I'm going down 1 inch, so it's at 3.5. Okay, and that's it for the scoreboard, just to get those lines correct. Oops, I just dropped it. There we go. Flip it over. All right, where did I put them? Here they are. Now I'm going to take a ruler and I'm going to go from each point on the top. This is the fold. So the first 1/2 inch, I'm going to go here and here. And I found this was the easiest way. I tried using my my paper cutter. Nope. So this is what I'm doing. 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch there. Okay, and then I want to go from the bottom 1/2 inch up to the side 1/2 inch. And my lines might be a little off, but whatever. Whatever, and then we're going to go from the bottom on the other side, bottom to the top. Now that one's a little bit off. A little bit off. So let's see if I can view it a little bit better. You can always erase the pencil lines. See? Approximately there. And that is it. And there's your shape. And all you have to do is take your scissors, cut along the lines, depending on how straight you are. I'm not very straight. Now what I did for a couple of them is because I cut this off, I flipped it over to make sure they were both identical, because you know sometimes I'm not very good at, oh, it was the cat making noise. I was wondering. Yeah, I'm not very good at making my lines exact, so you can either follow your lines or use the opposite side like we do with our tags when we don't have, you know, whatever. And now we're going to go up to that side. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? And go down, following the line all the way down. And I could be off a little bit, but whatever. And if you have any pencil lines, you can just erase them. And there you have a folded coffin. And you can decorate it. You can add papers in here. Now for the papers inside, oh gosh, I had a hard time with this, trying to get them exact. So what I did is I took a piece of white paper or any colored paper you want to use. Let me just grab a piece of paper. So this is what I did for the inside. Now you can do it any way you want, but I did the same thing. I measured it. Okay, I don't want it to be 9. I want it to be 8, so it'll be a 1/2 inch on either side. So I cut it down to 8. And you can always trim it down later. And I cut it down to 2. 8 by 2. Okay. So that would be the inside. I know you can't see it on this. Oh, that won't help. Let's use a black one. Okay, so all I did, you can fold it in half, do it any way you want. And what I did is I took out my scoreboard and tried to do the same thing. Again, making the 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, right? So 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. And this is 1 inch on this side. And 4 down to 3, 1 inch on this side, 1/2 inch here, and 1/2 inch here. And I just found this was a little bit easier for me. I'm not very good at following some instructions sometimes. So oh, I did it upside down. I did it upside down, you silly girl. Okay, we'll do it again. Making mistakes is all part of the process. I didn't follow my own instructions. Okay, folded part is at the top. 1/2 inch. Oh, sorry. I hope you can see that. There we go. 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here, 1 inch here, 1 inch, 3 here. So that is the pointy part, right? And then the bottom that's open. Okay, why won't you open? There we go. Is a 1/2 inch there and a 1/2 inch there. Right? I did it right this time. Oh, if we don't make mistakes, how are we going to learn, right? Okay. And then I did the same thing. This is the folded part up. These are our top parts here. Oops. One there. Again, I'm just taking it and just going to my, I mean, I'm sure there are easier ways, but this is the only way I know how to do it. I prefer this way. There, 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 and there, and there, and there. Now I'm not on top of it, so I can't, oops, oh well, it doesn't matter. I can't see it that well, so I'm kind of doing it on an angle. Again, I'm just going straight up. I'm not very good at cutting. I'm just doing my best. This time I'm not going to use that piece, just to show you that sometimes I'm a little crooked. Yeah. Sometimes I'm just a little crooked, and then you just, here's the top part, flip up, and you just glue it down like that. And then you have your little note if you want to distress it all the way around. Use any color you want. I was going to use black soot, but it's not handy for me right at the moment. So I'm just going to do this. Open her up. Sorry about the reach. I know it's flimsy paper, but we'll do our best. Fold it up. Yeah, I would have preferred the black soot, but that's okay. Or a dark color. You could use any color you want. And that's going to be down. I'm also going to do the back side of that one. Sorry, guys. And here. I get excited when I find I do something new, and it actually works out to working out. All right, and then I just have to glue that down. So we're going to take our, get rid of some papers here. Okay, I'm gonna get my glue stick, put it over here on my messy mat here. Go all the way around. Glue it down, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I am just going to do the best I can. Here we go. I mean, it's a little crooked, but that's okay. And there we have it. Now we can decorate it. So that is it for me for today. I just wanted to share that. I was kind of excited because I've always wanted to learn how to cut these coffins out, because they always add a little something to your journal or to a tag, whatever you want to do. You could even make this a tag. Put a hole in here, decorate it, and it will be a flip-up tag. Yeah, that would be a really cute idea. Do I have my I'll just grab this one, it's closer. Let me make a bigger hole. Let's go through. I am definitely not very good at measuring side to side here, so it probably won't be in the center. Oh, it's not bad. A little bit off. And then I can add some Rik-rak. Do I have a small one here? I thought I had a small one. But, you know, you can add different color, different blues or whatever. Put it in there, and there you go. You've got yourself a tag. Yeah, so that's it for me for today, guys. Thanks for joining me. I'll try and remember to link her short so that you can get a great idea on how to make these if you want to. And you got to give credit, right? Where credit is due for those who... ooh, here's something I could use. I just saw this here. Let me see if I can get it in. So I just wanted to share some sort of preparation things that I'm doing. I've showed you the other, my vintage papers. I also did more stamping on them to get them ready. And some of them I want to make a, there we go. That's kind of cool. And see if that opens up. There we go. Probably a little tight, but that's okay. Cool. There we are. I want to make a master board. I still have the paper here ready to go so that I can do some, I want to do a master board and then cut them down into pockets, tuck spots, and tags. And maybe if I have enough room, some journaling cards. And then I can add, once that is done, I can add some autumn or Halloween decorations on them. So that's it for me for today. Thanks for joining me, guys. Thanks for coming back, for your kind comments. I really appreciate that. And we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.